he turned out to be just really happy to see people. But the jumping was a problem.
Poorly behaved dog, a sweet dog, but a very poorly behaved sweet dog.
Having zero impulse control.
Remove the intense jumping that was a real problem and genuinely was dangerous. That was going to be the biggest challenge of the process.
We've seen more good than bad from Chance, and with the right leadership, he'll be a dream dog.
So this is my mate Chance. He's a Connie Corso. I think he's a Connie Corso mix, but he's definitely mostly Connie Corso.
So Chance's story, how he ended up at the rescue. Shall we just say unfortunate circumstances. We were asked to go and collect him from a property, and myself and one of the other guys went to pick him up, unsure of what we were going to face, just told it was a large breed dog.
I don't know tons about his history, but I know he's under a year old, fully in the adolescence phase. I'm not sure why he was given up to the rescue in the first place, but I do know that it was most likely around that adolescent phase behaviours.
He clearly not had any structural training when he came into us.
His pulling and reactivity in the kennel was some of the worst we've ever seen.
And his initial taking him out of the kennel, that excitement, he was just 100 mile an hour full steam ahead.
So he comes in for a day and we just do a whole suite of diagnostic assessments and different tests and stuff, just to give me a real good understanding of not just the problem behaviours, but where they're coming from. And I use that information to create a different training plan for every dog. So it's never one size fits all, it's always different.
Chance was in the shelter for a good 3 months before Will considered taking him on the programme.
What I did learn from my mate Chance, though, again, classic Connie Corso, he is a really sweet dog. He's a nice boy and has just been let down by his owners in the past of not kind of teaching him good manners and giving him good kind of rules, boundaries and expectations to set him up to thrive. I didn't need to necessarily work on trying to change who he is, trying to make him a safer dog or anything like that. It was his manners and his obedience were just atrocious. The training was very poor, and again, especially being a very large intact male mastiff breed, it was only going to get worse.
The biggest issue for Chance was his jumping, his excitement to greet people. Couldn't keep his paws on the ground.
Some of the worst jumping I've ever seen, and he genuinely hurt me a couple of times. So for it to be intense with me around elderly people, around children, it was going to be an absolute disaster. I knew I wanted to get the jumping fixed immediately, then move into loose lead walking, and then move into just a calmer companion on the lead. It was really, not to sound dramatic, but do or die for him, really.
It's been fantastic that Will's been able to make the space for him and do work with him, because it's given his chances of rehoming a significant boost.
The progress with him has been astronomical.
Since he's come back, his manners inside the kennel are better. You can enter his kennel without the level of excitement being too much.
The jumping was quite intense behaviour modification protocols that we had to do to get that addressed and to get that fixed. But that was a monumental life-changing transformation for him. That will be the difference between him dying in a rescue centre and spending the rest of his life there versus being able to be rehomed.
His manners on the lead, polar opposite to what they were. He walks absolutely beautiful.
Loose lead walking, lead handling skills kind of is my bread and butter. I knew I'd be able to get on top of that, but it's still, no matter how many thousands of times we go through that process, it is still a really rewarding process to go on. Oh, great decision, bud. Great decision.
So his overall behaviours, it's improved in every aspect.
Good boy, yeah, look at that, good manners. And those bad behaviour problems never let people meet the sweet dog that's behind it all. So when we're able to break through that, remove those behaviour problems so that now you can see the really lovely, sweet dog that he is, that's what I'm most proud of. That if anyone watching was here with him, that this is who they would meet. They would meet a lovely, calm, sweet, cracking example of a Connie Corso. If somebody was to rehome Chance, they will have an amazing dog. But if they just rehome him thinking he's fixed and never needs any work ever again, the jumping will creep back, the pulling will creep back, the bad manners will all creep back. All of those things are still possible to creep back. So what he needs is somebody that will love him by leading him. Is somebody that can follow through on all of the drills that I work on in terms of what allows us to be able to walk him beautifully on a loose lead. He needs to be utilising the crate a lot early on. Then when he's out the crate, is utilising things like this, these extended place times, a lot early on to let him gradually settle in.
Somebody who's not going to force him into situations and be patient with his growth and pick up where Will and his team have done an amazing job and carry them teachings forwards to make the most for him.
That's what he needs, somebody that can be consistent, somebody that can be a loving leader for him.
He needs to be stimulated, he needs exercise, he needs to be exposed to the world outside and learn things.
I think a half an hour walk once or twice a day would be more than enough for him. He'd be very content at that.
I think the ideal adopter for Chance, personally speaking, would be somebody who's got large breed experience.
Anyone that knows the breed knows that they are gentle and sweet, yet deeply loyal and protective, which is why it has to be a confident leader. It has to be somebody ideally with experience with these kinds of large, powerful breeds. You don't want him to make the decision to protect in a situation where he doesn't need to. He has to not feel the need to have to make decisions for himself, because he knows there's a loving leader in his life that helps make those decisions. And then with that in place, he'll be a lovely, calm, sweet, gentle canine companion. If there was one thing that I wanted his future owner to know, is that I want to help facilitate his transition. So anybody that wants to give him a chance, I want to work with them for free. I'll do handover consultations free of charge. If they need help after that, we'll help them out. We want to make the transition as smooth as possible. I want to hand over everything that I've worked with.
He's a fantastic dog. You know, he's a dog that I've really warmed to. He's very affectionate, cheeky, a lot of character, and it would be a shame for that character to be spoilt, but equally he's got to have those boundaries set, otherwise his behaviour could quite quickly spiral out.
Chance in particular deserves a second chance because he was failed in the first place, and it wasn't his fault that he ended up in a rescue centre. He was let down by somebody that probably wanted a cool looking, large, powerful breed, but didn't want to put in the work that is required to make these breeds thrive and to be the type of dogs they deserve to be. This is all he wants. The reason that this is all he wants is because I've earned that relationship with him, where he looks up to me as a loving leader. He's a wonderful, wonderful dog that deserves a second opportunity, that deserves a second chance. Now guys, I just wanted to quickly jump in and first of all say thank you, because the reason that I can run my sanctuary, the reason that I'm able to help dogs like Chance completely free of charge and help their future forever home owners free of charge, is because of you guys and because of the support that you've given me and allowed me to grow not only this channel but also our online academy. And if you didn't know, the way that we're able to fund the sanctuary is from the profits from our online courses, our Perfect Puppy course and our Perfect Canine Companion course. So if you are interested and you want to learn how I train not just Chance but all of the dogs I work with, whether that's getting it right first time round with puppies or whether it's dogs with behaviour problems and flipping the script and helping them become perfect canine companions, then you can check out the Perfect Canine Companion course. There'll even be a special discount to thank you for all of your support when you click on the link in the description box below. And there'll also be information down there for if you are interested in giving any of our sanctuary dogs their forever home. And like I say, if you do, I'll be more than happy to help you manage that transition completely free of charge. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next video.